Okay, welcome back to Yum Chat Sessions. Today we have Natalie. I think a bit of context. I was scrolling through Facebook and I've been on this like health journey this year, right? My friend MJ has been like tracking my calories, and for some reason, the algorithm has been recommending me like multiple fitness influencers. Most guys have hot chicks on their explore feed. Mine is just people who exercise. It's kind of strange. So I stumbled across yours, and I used to love running. I still do, but I run less now. And I found it very inspiring because there are days where I felt like in my long time of running, there are days where like I just don't want to run. I'm so tired. It's so hot sometimes. Yeah. Then I saw a video of yours and you were like, it's a good day, there are bad days. And like, today is not a good day for me. And you ran 3K. I'm like, I felt so motivated. Then I just hit you up in the DMs. I was like, dude, Nat, are you down for the podcast? So that's the context why you're on. So just wanted to figure out how you got from where you were and how you got into nutrition. Right? Yep. Okay. Maybe we start out like, did you study nutrition when you were a kid? Did you find it like a thing when you were a kid that your parents kind of raised you?
No, not really. I think I started learning more about nutrition because of my health condition.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So previously when I was younger, in my early 20s, I started to have a lot of pimples on my face. So it was crazy to the point that you see that my face was full of pimples. So at the time, I didn't know what to do. So I consulted a doctor. I started taking a lot of medications. So that's how it started. So back then, when I was taking medications, then it helped me a lot, right, throughout that short period of time. But when I stopped the medications, everything came back.
Oh, shit.
So that's when I wanted to learn more about nutrition. So I started learning about nutrition, things that I'm supposed to eat, things that I'm supposed to cut down, right, for me to really know what's happening to my body. So when I studied more about nutrition, I realized that, wow, it's so interesting.
It's a lot.
A lot for us to learn. So I started learning and I started just applying all the nutritional stuffs, right, the food and the drinks that I need to actually take on. And I kind of actually cured my condition.
Oh, so it's like slowly went away without the medication.
So I realized it's a hormonal thing. So that's how I started learning more about nutrition. So from then onwards, I wanted to actually learn more about nutrition. So I think it started in my early 20s when I was working.
Your first job, I'm assuming?
Yes, my first job.
I see.
Okay.
A bit strange that it happens in your early 20s, right?
Yeah.
Like normally it happens during adolescence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it's something to do with like entering the workforce? Maybe you damaged stress.
Definitely, yeah. So definitely very stressful because back then I was in an accounting firm. So I was doing taxation, corporate taxation.
I see.
Yeah, so I had very long hours at work and then very long nights as well. Stress levels were pretty high.
Was it EY?
No, it's PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Okay,
PwC.
Okay, PwC. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so I was there for about 2 years. So I think because of stress and because of lifestyle habits, like eating habits were not great. So I didn't manage to really prep my food or things like that because everything was in a rush.
Yeah,
and I was working.
tapao.
Yeah, tapao, things like that. Then it all just came.
Yeah.
Right? The pimples all just came and it's a hormonal thing, hormonal health thing. So that's how I really started learning more about nutrition.
I see. Prior to that, right? So before you started your first job, actually you were okay. Like you didn't really have any like skin problems, no pimples.
Yeah, no.
Shit,
no
man. Even during your studying days.
Not much actually.
Wow, damn, man. That means I think it's like probably stress and food.
Yes, lifestyle, eating and lifestyle habits.
Yeah, man. Actually, I felt the same way because when I studied in the US and then came back, I started working in an ad firm. And then I realized that the diet in Malaysia is honestly quite trash lah. Yeah. It's probably one of like the worst diets I've ever like gone through. Like when you go to different countries and you eat their food, I feel over here it's very carb heavy.
Yes, correct.
And it's very oil heavy and it's very flavorful.
Yes.
Because it's like you want to fill people up.
Yeah.
You want it to taste good and you want it to be cheap.
Yeah.
That's basically like the holy trinity of good food lah, right?
Yeah.
In Malaysia.
Correct.
And then like when you start working, obviously like your salary is not going to be like in the 5-6 figure type of thing. So it's like you want to save, it's like a cultural thing. We're all like Asian. You don't want to, live with an empty bank account, right? So you want to save and then at the same time you want to eat. And then you stress also, right? So you kind of want to eat good food. And then you work late.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's what happened to me back then. So that's why right now I'm really, really motivated to help a lot of people around me to really change their eating and lifestyle habits. It's still I feel that it's still very possible for us to manage our eating and lifestyle habits when we're in that environment, in a stressful environment. It's just that little habits needs to change.
Slowly, right?
Yes,
Slowly.
correct. Slowly and consistently, I would say. You cannot be in a diet, like example, like no sugar diet for 2 weeks.
Yeah, man.
And then you just get off of that diet and then you
relapse.
Yes, correct.
Confirm.
So that's what I'm doing right now in my current business.
I see. Okay. So before we go to your business, right? So you were in PwC.
Yes.
And then later on, did you stay in the corporate world or did you do your own thing or what?
Yeah. So when I was in PwC, that's when I started learning about nutrition a bit more, right? And then I moved on to an e-commerce.
You can say or cannot say?
Can. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You can say if you want to say, it's all right.
So when I was in PwC, after that, I moved on to Shopee for a year to learn a little bit on e-commerce.
Okay.
I went into another industry which is almost similar.
Quite stressed also lah.
Fast-paced stuff, very fast-paced lah.
Andrew can relate.
Oh, 100%. I'm still living in your past, Natalie.
But do you feel like you learned how to manage your nutrition a lot more when you were at Shopee because of your experience?
Yes.
When you were at PwC?
Yes.
So you started to pack from home, that type of thing?
Yeah, not really pack from home, but to manage habits, eating habits and also lifestyle habits. So like exercise-wise, if I can go for a run, I'll go for a run before work or after work, things like that. Yeah, so to manage all these things are better when I actually move on to Shopee.
I think some of the challenges I feel, right, with a lot of people, because I think we're quite fortunate. We live in Klang Valley. Like sometimes we live with our parents, sometimes we live by ourselves, we rent and whatever lah. But if you live somewhat near your workspace and your commute is like maybe half an hour to 45 minutes, I think you can always squeeze in like half an hour-ish of exercise.
Yeah.
I think the real challenge is that if you don't live so near where you work, or the traffic, like recently today, is just ridiculous, right? So like if the traffic is really bad and then it just slowly eats into your time and then you don't really have exercise. But you didn't really face that at Shopee? You still had a lot of time?
No, definitely not a lot of time.
Because you made it sound like, you can run, but at Shopee, you got time.
You have to manage time. I mean, in a way, have to really allocate some time, not just running. I think if I cannot really exercise for like half an hour, I think half an hour is a bit too long. I'll do a 10 minutes workout.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 minutes quick workout. At least something every day to keep yourself going and
make
sure you're fit, you eat well, you try to manage your meals at work.
Yeah. I think our generation is also like more aware of this. I don't know whether it's the same for your friends and your friends' families. Like don't you feel that? Like the older generation, they're like, now only they're like, oh yeah, I think better exercise.
I think right now, for us, I think we are aware about all these things. But the second thing is, are you willing to do it?
Yeah.
Are you willing to, do it consistently? I think that's another thing to consider.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true. It's no point if you have that information but you don't practice it, right?
Yes. Yeah. Applying the knowledge that we have. Not easy to do that.
Yeah, man. It is. But I still think that it's like a growing thing. Like I feel like when I started working about like 2013, 2014-ish, I could see that a lot of people didn't really care about it.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you all kind of felt it too, like maybe even before COVID. Not many people really placed a lot of priority. I think it was only after COVID people had this whole, I think I better look after my health, right? And then only people started like allocating time. And I this is just me, I don't know. I live in my own bubble, right? I live in my own Klang Valley bubble. There's this like work-life balance. Do you feel?
I think the generations of today generally strive or aspire to achieve work-life balance, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Like
allocation of that whole movement thing, right? Because you were saying how like even if it's 10 minutes, it's better for you to do something rather than nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, that sedentary lifestyle is just like bad, man. You just sit behind the office desk the whole time, the whole day. Oh my God, man. I don't think I can do that.
I think the consistency is super important and difficult to do.
Yes.
I would argue it's probably more effective for you to do 10 minutes every day than to do 1 hour a week.
That's true.
Yeah, I would argue that's probably better. I can't explain the science, but I feel better if I did it that way.
Yeah.
Because in a way, I think even if it's 10 minutes a day, right, it's also your mindset. Your mindset plays a very important role because your mindset, in a way, there will be a voice telling you that, hey, it's okay lah. You had a long day today at work. Right? Probably you don't have to do that workout. It's just 10 minutes. Might as well just skip it.
Yeah, man.
Right. So if you don't have that mental strength in you to do that workout, that 10 minutes will not happen. So I think that's the thing for us to plant in our head. That's why I actually like running, because I feel that running helps me a lot with my mental strength. Like you said, like there are days that there are bad days, there are good days. There are days that you don't feel like running. But on that particular day that you don't feel like running, that's when you need to run.
Yeah, man. Actually, that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
And for some reason, right, I don't know about you guys also, like, you know, your mind, right, tells you all this. And your body also feels like what your mind is. So it's kind of like you're actually trying to fight your body and your mind to tell your body and your mind to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, like your soul is trying to say that, no, you kind of need to do it. You know what's right, you know what's wrong. But your body and your mind are like telling you, no, just relax.
I think it's more to the mind. Yeah, more to the mind. Because in our head, I mean, we have our thoughts. We have different thoughts in our head. I mean, this is what I learned in running. There's a lot of thoughts coming in. You know, when you're running halfway through, when you're so tired, you kind of tell yourself that it's okay, hey, your knee starts to feel the pain, your lower back starts to feel the pain, but it's actually just here.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't feel the pain, you know.
Yeah.
Then as you actually continue running, you have to complete a certain kilometers. For example, you set a 10 km. At 8 km, you'll be telling yourself, hey, it's okay lah.
8 is good already.
Yeah, 8 is good enough.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the thought that is controlling your body.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And it's a continuous thing.
Yes.
Right? We were just talking about this before the podcast, but like, you talk about it like it's just 5 seconds, right? But the hardest thing is when you're running and the thing keeps repeating. Right? Like it just keeps telling you, just relax.
Yeah, just relax. Just stop. You're going to have a long day afterwards. Probably take a break.
Yeah, I think from an evolutionary lens, I think the reason why we feel this way is because our bodies always resist change. We don't want change unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
Right. But none of this is a life or death situation, whether I decide to go for my run or not.
Unless like a lion chases you, right? Then only you no choice. My mind ain't gonna talk me out of
Your
this.
mind won't talk you out of it if a lion was chasing you, So evolutionarily, it wants you to preserve your energy so that if a lion come and chase you, you got energy to run. I suppose is the stance here.
Yeah. It's kind of like having a cat. Do you have a cat?
No, I don't.
Okay. Or like you have a dog. You know,
I used to have a dog.
If you have you have a pet, you notice your pet doesn't do anything. They just like chill the whole day. Only when you bring it out for a walk, then they use their energy, that thing. So I think humans are kind of like that too. It's like, why would I use it until I need to? But technically you are the master. Right? So you kind of need to like pull yourself out to do it, which is so hard because you're just like, Netflix sounds so great in aircon room though.
Yeah, that's why in order like for us to change, you know, just like in our workplace and things like that, you want to make changes in life, you have to do something that's difficult, that's challenging.
Yeah, man.
So I think that's the point to it.
Okay, we dial it back to nutrition a little bit.
Okay.
It's mostly nutrition. I know we're talking about like, you know, it's about a mindset. You gotta run.
But all the nutrition is a mindset too, I suppose, to some degree.
Yeah, it has to start with the mindset before you can make a change, right?
But
in nutrition.
I think you're right. You both are right. That nutrition mindset, I think, is harder than running. Because for me, the opportunity to eat anything is there the whole day. So it's like, imagine if you go out, have lunch with your colleagues. Imagine if you go out to have lunch with your family and it's like a birthday or whatever, right? And then you feel compelled because you're like, it's a celebration.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy. And like, my mom is this type of person where she's like, once in a while can enjoy.
Yeah.
But my dad is like, how often is once in a while? That's the real question, right? What is once in a while? Don't you think that? So maybe you can answer that question, right? Nutrition is important. Got to fulfill your proteins, got to fulfill your macros, etc., etc. I think if you've listened to this podcast, you probably know a lot about or you've come across it, right? But what is once in a while to you?
It depends on how you actually take that once in a while, right? In terms of your definition, I would say it depends on individual. For me, I would want to take care of how I feed my body on a daily basis, right? Because when you feed your body, you know, once in a while, are you actually feeding things that your body don't need, right? So I think that's that once in a while, you know, celebration. I think social events there are days that we cannot avoid. You know, certain foods or certain drinks that we wanna have. But I think other than that, once in a while. Maybe it comes once a month, twice a month. Not
Once or twice a month. It's damn brutal, man. This girl, my God.
Once, twice a month for a social event or celebration, I think it's quite okay.
So she's fit as.
Yeah, man.
Right. So on other days, the actually is how you look into the food that you're eating lah. Sometimes you feel that a lot of people think that healthy food it's like
gross,
it's like sad. Right, it's a sad meal or things like that. But how would you actually look at that particular meal? If it's for me, I really enjoy just cooking my own steak.
Oh,
like
this girl knows what's sad.
A pork chop, a chicken chop, things like that. And for me, I think eating that particular food consistently makes the body feel very good. But in a way, like that once in a while, that particular social event that we go for, after that celebration, how do you feel?
I feel like shit.
You feel like shit.
I feel like absolute dog shit every time I have like 4 slices of cake, that type of thing. You know, it feels great when you're eating it.
Yeah, correct. When you're eating, because that actually relates a lot to our hormones. I mean, a lot to talk about in nutrition now. Because when you have that piece of cake, right, you get your dopamine hit.
Yeah, man.
You get that spike, and then you feel really good. But it's just a temporary feeling.
Yeah.
But after that, you actually feel
train wreck, man.
bad. Yeah. Really bad.
I think it's honestly like an age thing as well. So I'm turning 32 this year. And like the past 2 years, I could slowly feel like worse. Like just, I think like a week ago, I had 3 pieces of Texas fried chicken. And I just like thought to myself, okay, I don't eat the skin. I'm just gonna eat the meat. I just need my protein for today. And then like after I ate it, I'm like, skin looks good though. So I just whacked the skin. Then wow, man, I feel like crap, man. Like the next day, my stomach was so painful. I'm like, I think it's the oil, man. But I never had this when I was younger. But I feel like it's an age thing as well. I don't know whether you feel it. You feel it?
I'm 29 this year. I've got 1 more year to go apparently. I better go Texas after this. But no, I don't feel horrid. I feel lethargic maybe a little bit, which I think is quite normal. I think I've always felt this as a kid after you eat like, 2 burgers and like 12 nuggets, right? And like a Coke, right? And then you're like, yeah, it feels great. Then you add on chocolate sundae, right? Just for added measure. Then you feel lethargic a bit. But that's generally it. My stomach is made of steel, man. Doesn't matter.
I felt sick, man.
Next year. I better go McD now, man.
Even I was talking to Nick about it. And like normally we order cham with sugar. Like this cham. Okay? And like cham with sugar tastes amazing lah. Obviously, like you said, sugar, dopamine hit, that type of thing. And then like I think it was only 2 years ago I started having cham si kosong. Because my wife is like, hey, sugar big cow are you?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay lor. She's like, you get used to it, man.
Yeah.
And then now I only drink cham si kosong.
I see.
Okay.
How do you feel after drinking sugar if it's with sugar?
I think 1 cup still okay, but 2 cups I start to feel a bit like I don't know why. I just feel like I want to vomit a bit. It's almost as if it's too much. That type of feeling. Even when it's like Coke lah, for example, anything that's sweet. But I also feel it's an age thing. I'm not so sure.
It's more like, actually it's more to your digestion, not so much of your age.
Oh, is
digestion process. So I always tell like people around me or my clients, right? I said your digestion process is like the machine in your body. So everyone has their own machine. So are you taking care of your machine or not? Are you feeding your body well for the past, many years? If you have not, your machine probably has some defects, problems that you have to fix. So what I do, if I look into your condition like that, I will actually help you to fix your machine. So when I fix your machine, then it'll be all good already.
I've always had like stomach issues since I was a kid. I think Andrew's my brother, so he knows. Like every time I have something like there's too much of something, I'm like, wow, I can't process that. It's only like this year I've started to really look at what I eat because I'm quite scared. Like when I look at people's health and everything, and I don't know about, so just personal, this year I feel like I see a lot of people pass away, a lot of people go to the hospital, and I'm just like paranoid as shit.
Yeah.
Then I just like, I think I better just look out for what I eat lah.
Yeah. It's because of the food that we have, I think especially in Malaysia and all our processed foods that we have, like you said, fast food and everything, when you're feeding this to your body, and your body can't really break it down for you, and it accumulates in your body. And that's how it actually causes issues like your current digestion issue right now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So probably a health tip for you, right? For your digestion. In the morning when you wake up, right? Drink a glass of water.
I do.
And drink another glass of lemon water.
Oh, lemon water.
Yeah, just get lemon, right? Lemon is a very good antioxidant to help your body or your digestion, your gut health, to reduce that inflammation. Right. So get a bit of lemon, squeeze that lemon juice into
like
your
half a
lemon
lemon
water.
or just a little bit?
I think you don't need a half a lemon, probably a quarter.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Squeeze and then you drink it every morning.
Okay.
And then you feel a difference. Because when you do that, that lemon water helps you to really reduce that inflammation in your gut, and it allows breaking down process of food to be more effective.
I see.
Yeah.
I have a friend I don't know whether this sounds weird and I don't know whether you can correct me. Like before every meal, right?
Yeah.
He would drink a bit of vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Is this like a thing? Does it work?
It kind of helps the stomach to break down food more effectively because our stomach is supposed to be acidic. Right, acidic, because acid helps us to break down food. So when you drink that vinegar helps you to enhance that breaking down process. But if you ask me whether should you do it or not, I would say generally if you don't have any issues, you don't have to do it because your stomach should be able to break down food effectively if this machine is working well. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So you're adding acid, like a supplementary acid in to help break down food.
Yes, correct.
Would you happen to run into a scenario if I did this for, I don't know, 10 years, right? Apple cider vinegar before every meal, that my stomach decides one day, hey, chill lah, I normally don't need to be this
Secrete
acidic.
so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can just be less acidic. And then the day I stop taking apple cider vinegar, I cannot.
Yes. Actually, that's one of the things that we should be concerned of as well. So that's why so if you're too dependent on it, your body will not secrete gastric juices or will not produce. And then once you take that off, the apple cider vinegar off from your diet, then you will find the difficulty to break down food. So that's why, like I said, the lemon water is not to drink throughout the day because some people just add lemon into the water bottle that they have. I don't recommend that, but drink your lemon water just the first thing in the morning.
Okay, got it.
That's a good tip.
Maybe you can try that.
Because usually I skip like breakfast in the morning.
Okay.
I just wake up, I go to the gym, I lift weights. Sometimes I go for a run. Then I have a protein shake. And then I eat only like at 12:30 or 1. I have kai fan and I have less rice, double kai. And then for dinner, I just eat less carbs, more meat and vegetables. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. If I'm feeling like, okay lah, 1 siu pao that day, then I have 1 siu pao. But it's very rare lah. Only like once a week, maybe I have 1 siu pao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really good.
Yeah. Because only this year I've been starting to do that type of thing. It's just that, when you have these occasions, and maybe we can talk a little bit about this, it's about like how when I go for dinner with friends and all that. So what is the general rule of thumb in which you can sort of choose what to eat and what to order when you go eat out? Because for me, my rule of thumb is I need to hit 100 grams of protein a day.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right?
It's fair enough.
Yeah, but it's just that I think it's so difficult if you don't know. And I think it's quite a Malaysian thing to eat more rice or more noodles than to...
More carbs.
Yeah. So like, I give an example. When I was speaking to my mother-in-law about eating eggs, she says that you should not eat more than 2 eggs a day. And I'm like, nah, man. I eat like 5 to 6 eggs if I need to eat 5 to 6 eggs that day. Because like, I think that's more important than eating like 1 bowl of rice, honestly speaking. To me, I'd rather have like 5 to 6 hard-boiled eggs or even fried eggs cooked with like lard or whatever. I just don't...
That's good.
Right? Do you feel like it's okay to eat more than 2 eggs a day?
Yes, definitely. If you follow my content, you see me eating a lot of eggs on a daily basis.
Right?
Yeah. So basically, I think the worry that people have with eggs is a lot on the cholesterol.
Yeah.
Okay. So cholesterol is actually another big topic to talk about. I don't think we're going to cover this today, but generally,
if you want to, go for it, man.
Right. I mean, generally, the body needs cholesterol. Our body needs cholesterol to help us to support digestion, right? To help us with hormone regulation. And our brain is also made up of a lot of cholesterol.
Yeah.
So the body needs cholesterol. So the thing is, why should we limit the amount of eggs? A lot of people, they're worried that, if you take cholesterol-rich foods, it will spike up your cholesterol levels in the body. But actually, the amount of cholesterol or the cholesterol that comes from food does not have any impact or very little impact to our blood cholesterol levels. So our high cholesterol issue, right, that we have nowadays, or they call it high LDL cholesterol, is mainly due to the inflammation in the body. Remember I told you about your gut health just now?
Yeah.
Right? Anything that's unhealthy in the body that's happening, example, if you don't sleep well, you don't drink enough water, you don't eat well, you don't eat enough protein, right, for recovery, and then what else? Like your eating habits are not great, right? You probably
eat like really late and like before you go to bed.
Yeah, all these things like unhealthy habits, it will increase inflammation in the body. Even sugar, if you eat a lot of sugar, increases inflammation. Inflammation is something that the body doesn't really like. It's a form of we call it immune response. So example, like your immune system, right?
Okay.
Our immune system is supposed to protect us. But when something bad is happening to the body, our immune system will be triggered, will be alert, right? Will be triggered to give us information, to tell you that, hey, something is happening to your body right now. Please do something right now.
And it's not a good thing.
Yes, it's not a good thing, right? It's a good thing in a way that your
It's
body
warning
is
you,
warning you, but you need to do something about it. If you don't do something about it, it will lead to chronic inflammation, and that's how this can lead to high LDL cholesterol levels in your blood vessels.
What is LDL?
Oh, LDL. Okay, because we do have two types of cholesterol, namely HDL, high density lipoprotein, and low density lipoprotein.
Okay.
Right. So if you go for a blood test, right, they will show you your total cholesterol, your HDL levels,
and your
LDL levels. So a lot of us think that, HDL is a good guy and LDL is the bad guy. So when people see that, my LDL levels are really high, right, immediately they want to cut off all the cholesterol-rich foods. Doesn't work that way.
What is an example of cholesterol-rich foods?
Cholesterol-rich foods, anything that contains fats, and they're usually animal-based, egg yolks, animal fat. Right, if it's a pork belly, yes, the lard that you use to cook your eggs. Right, what else? It can be
beef tallow.
Yes, it can. Yeah, okay. It can be all this and fats that comes from animal-based sources, even dairy products.
Okay.
Yeah, so with that, that's why they
feel like they should cut off.
Yes, they should cut off. But if you look, deep down into the cholesterol topic, right, then you will realize that it's not that particular foods that are causing this issue. It's actually due to your entire eating and lifestyle habits.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's no problem eating more eggs. We need more cholesterol in the body.
That should be a total clip. This should be a clip.
For sure, no.
This should be a clip that I can show people. This is like, do you know what's the difference between HDL and LDL? You don't know. You just feel like you should just eat less eggs. Bro.
Yeah, so that's the thing that we should look at. So the eating and lifestyle habits. Yeah, so that is why, like our parents, they tell me, things like you can't eat more than 2 eggs, better not eat two eggs.
Yeah.
So the layman understanding is HDL is good, LDL is bad.
That's what they think.
Yeah.
Can I is that correct? Should I just remember it that way? Because it seems very straightforward.
Yeah, it seems very straightforward. But in cholesterol wise, like HDL and LDL, our body actually produces cholesterol. So which part of our body produces cholesterol? Our liver. Our liver produces cholesterol. So our liver, one thing, if I were to ask you, would your liver produce something that's bad for you?
No, because
our body
your organ.
Not, yes, your body will not produce something that's bad for you. So definitely if there's two types like HDL and LDL, there's definitely a reason why we have these two types of cholesterol. So there's to me, there's no good or bad.
I see.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So we just have to know how to balance our cholesterol levels. We need to know what's happening to our lifestyle habits, especially like a lot of people, they don't take care of their sleep. Like their sleep quality is really bad. Yeah, really bad. And you eat healthy and things like that, but your body cannot recover, and this will affect a lot of things in your
100%. I can relate to that. Yeah. Okay, so I just want to dial back to the HDL and LDL. Okay, because I feel like there needs to be some form of like expansion on this. So you were saying earlier, HDL and LDL, there's this perception that LDL is bad. There's this perception that HDL is good.
Yeah.
Right? If that LDL, your levels are high, it means bad. It means you should not. But it's not the case. You are saying that your organ produces this. It's not necessarily it's a bad thing. It's just what your body produces. Right?
Yeah.
So all in all, right, if you measure your sleep, if you eat well, overall, it should be a balanced HDL and LDL.
Yes,
just
correct.
for clarification, right?
I think that's easy for us to understand.
Yeah.
About it.
And if you have less sleep or you eat terrible food or you like subscribe to bad habits in your life, basically like eating late, smoking, etc., your body will be succumbing to these irregularities and be producing like HDL and LDL levels that are irregular, either high, too low, and etc. That's what you're saying. Okay. How does one have like a more balanced, how do you, for the HDL part, right? What affects HDL first? I just want to get to one question at a time. What affects HDL levels?
HDL actually, it is, our liver actually produces these two, right? Cholesterol for it to balance. So HDL, let me just share with you the functions of this cholesterol. So HDL helps the body to carry excess cholesterol back to the liver.
It carries back. So
that's why it's a good guy, because it helps us to carry back excess cholesterol back to the liver. And then LDL is actually a repairer and a rebuilder for the body. So in the event, if there's any damages in our body that happens in our body will produce more LDL to help with recovery.
That's why if it's high, it's like saying your body has been using it a lot to recover.
Yeah, so some people, like a lot of bodybuilders that I met, even personal trainers, they come to me with high LDL cholesterol. So I tell them that it's because you've been training on a daily basis. Your body is in damage. You don't really have probably enough sleep, time for recovery, and then you've been training on and on. So that is why your body produces more LDL cholesterol. So what do we do about it? If you have this condition, of course, we try to fix our eating and lifestyle habits, right? We try to sleep early, drink more water, things like that.
Yeah.
The easy stuffs. And also for me, I will recommend some nutritional support, like example, to have more, what do we call, antioxidants and more omega-3 fatty acids in your diet.
Like supplementation or incorporating into your diet?
Incorporating into your diet, it can be in terms of food.
Fish.
If you need supplements, then probably that's something on top of it.
I see.
But then if you don't need supplements, right? You don't want to take supplements, then you start with natural food. So my guidance is a lot on natural foods, herbs, and also lifestyle habits.
I see.
Yeah, so I'll recommend, if you want, you take more berries, to have a bit more of kiwi. It can be
like kiwi the fruit?
Yeah, kiwi the fruit.
I love kiwi.
Yeah, citrus fruits. It can be oranges. That's why lemon is in the picture. Lemon is under citrus fruits. That's why I was recommending it to you to help you to reduce your inflammation in your gut.
I see.
So basically all the unhealthy stuff that's happening is an inflammation that's happening in the body that leads to many health diseases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying that HDL is the one that carries back the cholesterol to the liver for your liver to process, I'm assuming, right? And you were saying I don't think you said it, but can we measure like levels of HDL? You can, right?
Yeah, blood test.
So
when you do a blood test.
If your HDL is high, technically it's also carrying back more cholesterol back to your liver, no?
It's used and then the excess will be back
to
your liver.
And is that a good thing or a bad thing if your HDL levels are very high?
They're okay. Not to be, you don't have to be too high. There will be a amount of range, the range that you're supposed to be at.
But if it's too high, I'm assuming like not natural also lah. That means something's happening lah, and you don't know.
Yes. Has to be balanced.
I see. So a high is not necessarily good, a low is not necessarily good either lah, right?
It has to balance.
Okay. But if I were to continue eating a lot of like animal fats, so for example, like butter, like lard, like egg yolk and all that, would that mean your LDL levels increase, or is it just, it doesn't really affect it?
It depends on your other lifestyle habits too.
Also, it's not a direct correlation. It could be multiple things. I see.
There's no direct correlation. Like you eat certain things and then it will affect, certain condition. It has to be the whole picture.
Okay.
Right, the whole picture. And then when you talk about like the foods that you have mentioned just now, the cooking methods actually matters as well. Are you deep frying your egg?
Yes.
Are you
boiling or are you stir frying?
Yeah. So how are you actually cooking your eggs actually makes
a big difference.
Big difference as well.
Or rather, it contributes to an overall change, lah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna go back to your career a bit. I'm so sorry. Okay. So after Shopee and you were working there for a year, when did you decide to feel as if like, I think I want to go into nutrition? What was the turning point for you?
I think that point of time when I was telling you, due to my skin and all these things that I have like hormonal acne, I tried to learn more about nutrition, right? So part-time, right, I was also trying to learn more and study more about nutrition. So along the way in my work journey, right, I was actually learning a little bit more about nutrition already.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. So that time, my sister was actually also in a direct selling company. It's called Amway.
Got it.
Right. So so she actually invited me to a lot of nutrition talks and health talks. So I was actually very interested because I wanted to learn more from health professionals. I was reading a lot of nutrition books already at that time. So I feel like I'm really interested in this. I want to do something. So that's when I explored a little bit, right, into the Amway business. So in terms of when I was in Shopee at that point of time, I was actually in Amway as well.
Okay.
Right, doing it part-time. Right, I was helping people with weight management, things like that, using supplements and all. So at that time, I felt like, after Shopee, maybe I can just move on to doing more about health and nutrition in the Amway business. So that's when I decided that, I just want to leave Shopee, and then I want to explore a bit more in terms of health and nutrition. So that's how I just left,
Got
and then
it.
I went into the Amway business, right, for a period of time. But then after that, when I was doing the Amway business, I realized that I'm actually in order for you to do well in this direct selling, you have to sell supplements. Yeah. And I don't want to do that because my goal is to always educate people how to eat well. I want to share more about nutrition. I want to learn more about nutrition. It's not just about all the pills, all the supplements. Right? So from then onwards, I started to realize that, this is not my cup of tea. I don't want to be selling supplements. There are supplements that we're supposed to take, but then you don't want
it to be a cure thing, right?
Yes, correct. Because you need that entire lifestyle habits thing. So I also decided after that, then I'm like, I just don't feel like doing it. I want to do something to educate more people. I want to inspire more people to be fit and to be healthier, make nutrition simple for people to understand. Yeah. And just early last year, that's when me and my partner, both of us, we started a company, right, in health and wellness.
I see.
Yeah. And during that point of time, I think when I was in Shopee until today, I've been taking certifications to really make sure that everything is okay. So I have few nutrition certifications, and I call myself as a holistic nutrition coach, not a nutritionist because I don't have a degree in nutrition, but because I've been studying and also reading a lot more. And I also feel that, right? I also feel that is the knowledge that we learn, right, in nutrition is very different in the practical life. So if you want to apply it in practical, so you want to do it with people or even apply it yourself, right? Yeah. It's very different. The things that you learn and the things that you apply. Yeah,
I feel so.
Yeah, so when I was applying at that time, previously in myself and also with some of people around me, I realized that something is not right. So I need to actually learn more and listen to different nutrition opinions, right? Listen to different views on nutrition, health and nutrition, like the ones I mentioned just now, right? To really understand what is it all about.
I see.
Yeah. So right now, that's how
you made that transition.
That transition, and right now I'm doing my own business right now.
I think a bit of context, right? So so maybe there are people who already know about Amway. Okay, so I just dialed it back a little bit, right? So I think a lot of people, maybe half of the listeners might know about Amway, maybe they don't know about Amway, but Amway is kind of like a direct selling company where they sell products, right?
Yes.
And I think there's this, I don't know whether this is true, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just saying this because I feel like I observe how a lot of people who do direct selling, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that people who do sell a direct selling always show this before and after thing. Especially in WhatsApp University, they will forward all these images, before.
That's very common.
Yeah.
Right. It's because it's a very Asian thing to show that it bears, it bears fruit. There is a result to it. But I think a lot of times it's not like a one pill solution thing, which is a very human thing. Right? Like you think I went for one 5K run, I'm gonna be fit, man. It ain't the case, right? It's going to be a recurring, or at least like what you said, it's a habit you need to incorporate. So not to say that Amway is a bad thing, but do you feel as if you could have done both, or is it you just feel like that culture was like that, so you just it's not a very good thing?
I feel that the culture, they have good things that I've learned in a direct selling company, but also at the same time, it depends on the individual's goals as well. What's your goal? Do you just want to earn an income, right, from that particular company? If it's yes, then of course you can go for it, but I'm not there just for the income. I want to do more things. I want to learn more about health and nutrition. So like you said, before and after photos, I mean, they're very convincing.
It's right.
You actually, buy that particular, that supplements, and then
you're sold, man.
And then you can actually achieve a certain weight or a certain goal. Probably that's true, but also with hard work, like you have to eat well, all these lifestyle habits. But the question is, what happens after that 3 months? Are you going to continue with the journey and stay fit that way? Yeah, so I think the question a lot of us, we should ask ourselves, whatever that we're doing right now, right? Example, if you're taking the supplements, you can take, right? It's okay. Are you able to sustain with that supplement for the next 10 years, the next 20 years?
For your life.
Yeah. So are you able to sustain? If it's a yes, or probably you can go ahead if you feel that it's something for you. But if it's a no, then
you gotta find another way.
Yeah, find sustainable eating and lifestyle habits. So that's why, like I said, the lemon water is something that is so sustainable that you can do it.
Totally.
Yeah, every morning.
Drink water,
yeah. And it helps.
And it tastes pretty good as well.
Yeah.
So, flavored water.
Yeah. So,
it's true.
so I think it depends on individuals' goals. What are they looking for? Because there are some people that I've met, they just want probably a 3 months solution for them to probably take their wedding photos. For
that's
them
true.
to, do something. So they want a quick way out. Then that's probably their way of doing it.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. How did you know that you wanted to go into content creation in that sense? Because, you could have done it in a lot of different ways, right? But is there a reason why you went into content creation in terms of educating people?
I think that's when I started, I think that's the way for me to spread out, spread the knowledge to more people around me. Because at that time, previously, I'm not really into social media. I'm not the kind of person who likes to post stuff, share a story, all these things. No, I don't do all these things because I don't like to just do things like that, right? So there was one point that social media is coming, it's going a bit trendy, and then
a lot of people
start follow and posting and things like that. And then I see that, maybe it's a good way, right, for me to educate people in this platform. But also I have to thank my partner, because he's the one who actually encouraged me to really start doing content creation, especially on TikTok. So I actually started on TikTok, right, and also together with Instagram. So at that time, because I stopped working, right, not in Shopee anymore, and I had a lot of time, and that's when I started doing my content creation.
I see.
So that's when I started. When I do my posting, I think it's a bit crazy, but I used to actually post 3 posts a day.
Wow.
Every single day. So that's
intense.
21 posts in a week. Yeah, because I just want to share more info and just wants to, build my social media content
3
platform. Yes.
postings a day? That's damn savage, man.
Yeah.
I think the hard work ethic came from Shopee PwC.
Maybe,
right?
yes.
And then after you quote unquote retired from the corporate world, you still bring that drive with you, maybe. I'm not sure.
That's damn hardcore, man. Did a lot of people come to you for like consultation services before you started social media? Or did they
Yes, I do have people coming to me, but at the time I didn't know like what to do. In a way, I'm like, I'll probably give you some advice, but I don't really look into your condition and all these things. And I realized that if I were to give advice like that, it's not good, and it's not personalized to that particular person's condition. Yeah, so I have people coming to me asking me, can you help me out with weight loss? Can you help me out with this? I didn't know like what to do because I don't really have a structured thing to help them out.
Right.
How did you make that transition then? Because it's kind of like, I give you an example, right? So for me, a lot of people come to me and ask me, hey John, where do I go if I go to Tokyo? So for example, right, I'm like, you just go here and here, that type of thing. That type of thing. And then it starts to evolve to a point like, hey bro, do you have an itinerary I can follow? I'm like, bro, I'm not here to give you a freaking itinerary, okay? But whatever, I just give you like whatever I know. And then like it gets to that point like, hey bro, can I pay you to come up with an itinerary for me? And I just feel like, dude, this is ridiculous already. You can just totally get this online, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you. What was your change? Like, because there's always this beginning and then you start to feel like quite imposter syndrome. Like, you're like, wait, I'm not really an expert, But then after that, more and more people ask. But how did you know when you had to make that transition to, I think I need to charge this guy, man?
Actually, I didn't know at that point of time. I was just trying out. So when I started, I was like, hey, it was taking a lot of time. I think at that point of time, when I was advising someone, it takes a lot of my time.
I'm sure. It's like
it takes a lot
hours, right, of conversation.
Yeah, so it takes a lot of time. And then I realized that, I'm doing this. I was doing this for Amway previously. So the way of me doing the Amway business, it was different because I was not just selling supplements. I was giving them advice and then I recommend supplements that are suitable for them. So that's my way of doing things. So I was giving free advice, basically. Right? And then probably they purchase the products. Then I realized that, this is not it's not right lah. It's not right for me to do it lah, because there are days that probably I give free advice and then in the end there's nothing, right?
Yeah, you just wasted like 2 hours of your life, man.
Correct. So that's when I was like, maybe I, should start doing something about it and explore a bit more, right? Educate more people, and then also to study lah. On the other side, I would have to expand my knowledge to help more people with it.
Okay.
So that's how I started slowly, bit by bit, right? And kind of get the structure in. So I gradually built that structure
like
in.
Like a process, like, okay, we can meet up, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So through experiences, with people at that point of time, then I actually got more serious into it.
Got it.
And kind of know what people want, and also what are the ways that I can use to help them or guide them more in their journey. So that's why, like I said, the knowledge, even though you have that nutrition knowledge, it's important for you to have it, but practical experience is even more important. It's totally different.
I think so too.
Right.
I think so too. Yeah. Actually, I know a couple of nutritionists who are like graduated with degree and everything.
Yeah.
But they're not that healthy, man. They're like smokers and they are damn fat and they eat whatever they want.
I think sometimes when people want your guidance, right, they want to look at this person and they also want to make sure that you are also healthy, you're also practicing whatever that you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if my PT is like an obese guy, it's a bit hard to feel inspired.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. That's.
But do you mind sharing what that framework is? So if I were to come to you and I say, hey, I don't know, my nutrition is in shambles, Natalie, please save me, right? How would you go about diagnosing what my issues are? What are the pillars that I need to focus on?
Yep.
I'm sure there is a...
Yes.
How does it start, right?
Yeah,
Like,
what do I do?
Meet the guy first.
Yeah, so when you reach out to me, right, I will ask you for some basic details. I need to know your age. I need to know your background a little bit, and then what are your health conditions? Are you taking any medications? So these are the basic information, because when some people they reach out to me, they're not willing to share their information. So I don't know how to help them. I don't know whether I'm capable to even help their condition. So they are not willing to share. I think that's the first step. I'll ask for your basic information, like what do you need? Okay, and then I will offer a health consultation session.
I see.
Yeah, so a health consultation session takes about 1.5 hours. So it can be a physical meetup, right, or a virtual meetup. We can meet up on Zoom, right? If you're not in KL or not in Malaysia, somewhere else, right? So when you come, right, for a health consultation session, I will first understand your condition. What do you want, right, from this session? And I will analyze your condition. So I will ask a lot of questions, right, in terms of your eating habits and your lifestyle habits. What do you eat on a daily basis? I need to know everything. Then I'll ask you more questions, like after eating, do you feel bloated? Right? Do you have indigestion issues? How's your bowel movements? Things like that, very detailed.
Okay.
Right. So I'll ask in detail, probably takes about half an hour to 45 minutes for me to ask all the questions. And then from that particular
subset of information,
yes, I will be analyzing a condition. So after that discussion, I will do a nutrition sharing with you. So in terms of like you ask what are the pillars of health that I will look at. So in my guidance, right, I focus on 3 pillars of health, which I do it in my nutrition class as well. So I run nutrition class. In this 3 pillars of health, I focus on gut health, which is your digestion. Right? It's number 1, right? Because that's a machine in your body. Number 2 will be your hormonal health. Hormonal health, a lot of people can only relate to reproductive health. So reproductive hormones, but that's not. Hormonal health actually relates to your sleep. Our body has a lot of hormones. Your appetite, we have appetite hormones, we have stress hormones. So I'll look into the second one on your hormones, right? And then third one would be your inflammation, inflammatory levels, and your immune system. That's what we talk about cholesterol just now. Yeah, so that's the 3 pillars of health. Yeah,
Got it.
So after looking into this, I will explain to that particular person based on their lifestyle. For example, if this person is like working in Shopee, right, working in TikTok, then I kind of know your lifestyle habits, things like that. Then I will adjust accordingly based on your needs, because everyone's needs will be different. Everyone's lifestyle habits will be different. Right? I cannot expect you to run a 5K every morning if you have not been doing it. Right? So I need to start slow. I will advise accordingly. And from there, I will give you the advice and recommendation towards the end of the session. And I will also share my other services. So other services includes program services. So for example, if a client wants more support from me, I will offer a program. So it can be a 30, 60 or 90 days program, right? 1 month, 2 months or 3 months. In this 1, 2, 3 months, I'll be guiding you almost 24 hours on a daily basis. We'll be texting on WhatsApp. So I'll be looking into your food. I'll have a program flow for you in that 1, 2, 3 months.
That's super cool.
I'll make sure whatever that you're eating is okay. So in that program, if my client goes for grocery shopping, they'll ask me, Natalie, what should I buy today? Like, can I buy this and this? Which brand should I go for? But usually I will not give them the answer because I'll teach them how to read.
Correct.
Labels.
You got to teach them how to fish.
Yes, teach them how to fish, correct. I will teach them how to read the labels, or if they're going for a social event, example, then I will ask them, where are you going? Do you have that menu? What are you planning to order? If you don't have the power to order in that social events, then we will control your other meals. For example, that event is for dinner. Then we will manage your breakfast and lunch. And probably I'll add on a bit of workouts, because my guidance includes not just nutrition. I help with lifestyle habits as well. So I guide in terms of a little bit of home workouts and exercises as well.
I see. Well,
so that's how I do.
So interesting, Natalie.
Yeah.
So I would imagine if I asked 100 people, random folks, what they would do, or 100 unhealthy people, so to speak, right? Hey, actually, bro, what are you gonna do about your health? I would reckon maybe like a single digit number of these 100 people, less than 10% would say, I want to go and find a nutritionist.
Yeah, that's rare, right?
I don't imagine it is very intuitive for me to seek external help
to guide your day.
I would think it's something I need to fix myself, ma.
Yeah, but sometimes my clients, they don't know what's wrong with their eating habits. They thought they've been eating so healthily for the past many years. And when they do a blood test, example, their kidney and liver is not at a good state.
Right.
And that's when they reach out to me, and then I realize stuff that's like, you've been eating too much of this, too much of fruits and things like that. You should cut down here and there.
I see. So I guess the clients who come to you are typically folks who have hit a dead end, ma.
Not really a dead end. Probably they have a certain health concern that they really want to focus and they don't know what to do with it. Probably they have tried, or probably they have not. They just want to start. I'm just there to help them to kickstart the engine.
I see. I see.
After the program, example, I will always tell them after the program, they have to continue with what they're doing.
Otherwise, no point, right?
Yeah. That's why in the program, whatever that I build for them is always habits. So I build daily habits, like lemon water habit, habits, things like that. So I build habits along the way. Then I want to make sure that after the program, they know what to do. It's not like, example, it's not like drinking a shake or a supplement for that 3 months, and after 3 months, you're not going to drink.
It's not before and after just by doing one thing, basically.
Yeah. I think that's more important.
Got it. Got it.
It's weird, right? Because don't you think if like, let's say you are really obese and then you feel like, shit, I got to do something. The first thing you think is, okay, I'm going to sign up for a gym membership. You think like, I'll just do one thing and then hopefully if I go to the gym like 3-4 times a week, things will happen. I'm not saying things won't happen, things do happen. Like, I mean, you do get stronger, you do get a bit like, stamina does get better. But I feel like people don't look for a nutritionist. It's not the first top of mind thing.
Yeah, probably not top 5 either, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the last thing. It's almost as if, right, you need to go to the hospital, doctor needs to tell you this is bad.
Correct.
Then only, shit. Then only no choice, go nutritionist.
But they are so important.
They are probably number one.
Yeah, like to seek a nutritionist, it seems so obvious to me now, but honest to God, it hasn't really crossed my mind lah. And I would like to think I think a lot lah. But it hasn't crossed my mind, to be honest.
I think it's also because of, your age in a way, because usually the younger generations, I would say like 30 and below, right, you don't have that mindset to look for someone to help you out with your nutrition.
It's also because habits. I think like what you say is true, you're young. So because you're young, you feel like you're immune For now.
For now, yeah.
But when you hit like 45, then things start to creep out. Like my ex-boss told me, like, when you get to my age, when you go for a health checkup, no news is good news.
Yeah.
That's just it really hit me hard lah.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, so I think like, it's like...
It's the age lah. Yeah. It's the age. Then at the same time, I think it's also like the mindset lah. Right? The mindset example, like you said, I think it's right. When people think that, I need to start something next year. Let us sign up for a gym membership. But how many times do you go to the gym? Do you really know how to lift weights? Do you know how to use the machines? Right? They don't, but they feel that when they go to the gym, they can already lose.
And also, I want to touch on this, right? Because there's this concept in Malaysia, especially, or maybe Asia, not just Malaysia, where a lot of people say, you work out already, can eat more. Do you feel that this is a very, very common occurrence, especially when people come to you and they're like, I exercise already, ma.
Yeah, you had a long run.
I can double char kway teow today,
Yeah.
And I feel like there's this mindset where I'm not saying going to the gym is a bad thing. I'm not saying going for a run is a bad thing. I think they're all great habits. In fact, doing yoga is a great habit, whatever. It's just that there's this auto reward system that we felt like we worked hard for. Therefore, we can reward ourselves with something that's more than what we should get. And what is your answer to that? What do you feel?
It's also the mindset thing. Right? It depends on how you think about it. If you think rewarding yourself is by rewarding, with food, then probably that's not the right way to take care of your health. So I would ask a lot of people, I know you have been, working hard, you want to reward yourself. Why not you actually reward yourself the right way? You can still have that ice cream or you can still have that char kway teow, but portion control your portion. But at the same time, what's your health goal? If your health goal is to lose weight, why are you actually going for that workout and then you decide to just top it out back with char kway teow? That means you are not, basically you are not doing...
Contra. If not worse, actually.
Yes, if not, it will be worse. So what's your health goal? I will usually ask them, if your health goal is to lose weight, then you're definitely doing this to achieve your health goal. Your reward can always come later.
Wow, that's a solid answer. Your reward can come later.
Yeah, can come later because in the end, when you are healthy, when you're all good, your health condition is at a good state, you can enjoy whatever that you want to enjoy. But once you have built that habit, so I can tell you later on, you will not crave for your char kway teow.
That's actually 100% true.
You will not crave for that ice cream.
Yeah. I think people need to see outcome before they continue. Like, for example, right, I think like my wife, she was trying to lose weight and then she saw me lose a bit of weight and she was like, I also want to lose weight. So I was like, actually, you don't really need to go to the gym. You don't really need to run. You can just go and watch TV, look at your phone, do whatever you want, just eat less. So I think for her, she's like, I don't believe. I'm like, actually, I think it's easier than you think. Actually, if you buy a game that you really like you play a game for like 8 hours a day and you just don't go to work and then you sleep, you probably lose weight. It's actually that easy. It's not healthy, but if you really want to just lose weight. But she don't believe. So she tried for a week and then after that, she's just like, it's not working out for me. And then I was like, it doesn't happen in a week. It takes a bit of time. And then after, I think 2 weeks, she saw a drop in her weight and she was like, oh my God. Then she's so motivated after that. She's like, okay, I do whatever it takes. I just start measuring everything and shit like that, right? But I think people have this very short-term reward type of thing. It's kind of like you want to buy something and I want to get it. I want to feel it.
Yep. Now.
Yeah.
You just want it now, but without, sacrificing or going through that progress.
So my follow-up question is, so it's very hard to develop a habit for people. I think it's well known for that. But how do you do that for your clients? Because for them, like let's say a 50-year-old woman or 50-year-old man has been working in corporate for so long, they've been eating trash their whole life and they don't know it. They don't know it because they feel as if, I had nasi lemak.
Yeah.
That's great. And you're like, nah, man, it's not. But it's a recurring thing.
Yes.
How do you tell your client, how do you motivate them to incorporate a good habit in their day-to-day?
Okay, so the same thing that I will start is usually I'll start with the mindset prep. So I'll tell them, what do you want to achieve? Example, if you really want to achieve good health, long-term good health, right, you have to make changes because right now, whatever that you're doing at the moment is not helping you. Definitely, I need to make sure that they understand. And then I'll tell them that in order, for you to change, there will be sacrifice. Right? There must be sacrifice. You cannot, be in a very comfortable position and you expect that, or you can build habits in a comfortable way. There'll be sacrifice. There'll be things that it's not uncomfortable. You will not feel you not feel comfortable. It's not easy for you to do, but it's doable. Right? So when I mindset prep them, I always tell them, if you want me to guide you in a program, right? Yeah, I will always tell you the right things to do. I will not tell you the nice things to do. So
the right
things for you to do. So there are days that maybe on days that you are not building that particular habit, I will need to be there to remind you that, hey, you're supposed to do this. Right? So I will tell you the right things, because I think right now I'm the one, I'm the only one guiding that particular person, but in their surrounding, their environment, they might have a group of friends, a group of people, colleagues who are not in that situation, who are not health conscious and all these things. So it's very hard for them to make a change. So that's why I have to do that with them. And I will start with very small habits. Very small habits, like, for example, because like my clients, they are usually in an age group from probably 30s to 70s.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a pretty big,
it's quite big,
big age group.
The range, yeah.
Yeah, so in this, the clients that I have, I'll usually start with very small habits now, because I cannot expect them to go for to do 10 push-ups in a day. They can't even do one push-up, right? They don't know how to do it. So I'll start with easy habits, like very easy habits that's very doable, like probably walk for 10 minutes every day. Very simple, doable ones. Then whenever they do it, right, then of course as a coach, I will need to compliment them. I say, hey, good job. You have done it. You have done it. That's the reward. I will tell them what they are doing. Compliment. Of course, we have to compliment them because they are not ready yet.
And it's positive reinforcement.
Yes, positive, right? And then from there, you will see that they'll be willing to do a bit more and more. Yeah, so with that, I will, when I see the consistency, then I will push them a little bit to do more. Yeah, that's in my guidance. But there are also clients that are not consistent, because due to their attitude, their own behavior habits, they don't really have a consistency right, in what they do. And that's when I have to go back to the goal that they want to achieve. So if you want to achieve that particular goal, you cannot be eating like this. You cannot be sending meals to me like this. Right, we need to make a change. So I have to always remind them. So that's why I have this program, because my program in 1, 2, 3 months, I have to be in touch with them every single day. I cannot expect to give them orders and then 1 week later, they have a consultation with me.
Sure gone.
Yeah, then they might not be on track, because the mind is not ready. Like I said, the mind actually can really play tricks with you in a way. It's okay lah, just today, bite. Just one bite, one ice cream is fine lah. It's just today only. We do better tomorrow.
And there's always a tomorrow.
Yeah, correct. And then it goes on and on again.
Yeah, hopefully correct. Yeah. But what if they don't follow, right? So for example, you were saying that during the day they probably will take photo of like their groceries. And I'm going to assume that they take photo of what they eat, because like what they order, Natalie, this one can or not. Right? So have you had clients where they cheat or not? So you see, right? There are things that they can take photo of.
Yeah.
And there are things that they didn't take photo of.
Yeah.
It could be as simple as 5 grapes. It could be as complicated as 4 Magnum ice creams.
So I think before the program or anything, if I were to guide them, I would tell them you have to be honest right? Before we start the program, because I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not just here to make sure that you eat what you need to eat. Is that you want to make a change. You are also seeking for help, and I'm also spending my time to help you. You are also, you also made a payment to want me to help you in this journey. Then I will always tell them there's no point hiding, because it will not be good for you and me.
Yeah, it's just wasting your time, wasting your money.
Yes, yeah. So I will always tell them upfront, you have to be honest. Right, it's okay if you feel like you're craving for something, you had that ice cream, right? Then it's fine. I'll just tell them, okay, since you had the ice creams, then do better tomorrow lah.
Yeah.
So I will not also tell them, why did you eat the ice cream, you should have
So
done that. Yeah,
So
things like that.
Yeah.
So I think it requires a lot of patience.
I think so, Natalie. If I were doing your job, I fucking diao the fellow already. So why you fucking pay me money to eat ice cream? Chao chi bye, fuck off.
I will be quite upset, honestly.
Yeah. It requires patience.
Wow, damn patient is serious.
Patience, and also I think like the mind, like I said, the mindset. I have to actually always think of how my client is thinking, right? When she or he has that meal, because for me, I've always enjoyed, eating well, eating better. But for them, they
Empathizing is hard. Yeah, empathizing.
So I need to understand what's happening in their situation as well. So usually in a program, I ask them a lot of questions like when they send me the meal, or do you feel hungry before a meal? Do you crave for more?
Important.
Yeah.
Important satiation. It's like, I think MJ asked me a lot, because my friend MJ is the one that helped me lose the weight this year. And he was always asking me, how do you feel?
Yeah.
It's a really good question that I think a lot of people don't ask themselves. I used to eat until like here. You know how Malaysians go like, oh, I'm here already. So for people who are listening, basically I'm doing the hand signal at my neck, which is like I ate up till here, my neck, which is bad.
Okay.
And I think Tun M used to say like, oh, you eat up to like 70%, and then that's great. You shouldn't overeat.
Yes.
Right? So it's always like a feeling thing that people don't ask themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, but I want to ask you the honest question, right? Have there been clients where like you just tell them straight up, look, it's been 3 months, and I can tell that you're not being 100% honest. Have there been clients like that?
Maybe 1-2 months, not as long as 3 months.
Oh, okay, 1 or 2 months.
1 to 2 months.
But have you been through clients like this where they just like you? I can tell that you're not telling me the full scope of what you're eating, what you're consuming, what your day-to-day habits are, and all that. Have there been clients like that?
I think not so much, but clients who actually just send their photo of their fast food almost every day, I have that kind of.
Wow, damn,
So
what?
they're honest to the point that they send everything. I mean, I thank them for being honest, but then I will always advise them to make a change. But in the end, I'll still receive photos like that. I'm having McDonald's today. I'm so busy. I'm just tired. I'm just stressed out. I need to eat this. Then it's like fried chicken every day. I do get clients like that.
Then how?
Yeah, how do you respond to the 7 fried chicken?
I will need to talk to them. Sometimes, I have to tell them the right things. Like, what are you doing? Like, I know, of course, there are stressful situations and things like that. But you told me that, hey, you want to make a change. So did you actually try to look for other alternatives? But if, example, for that particular day, really there's no alternatives, that's that choice, then it's fine. But of course, I cannot expect them to, have it every single day, right? So I will talk to them and then look for alternatives, help them out to really make that change.
Honest question, so you don't need to answer me if you don't want to. Have you given up on a client before or not? Like, I don't think I'm the right fit for you. You can be honest, because I feel like some people cannot be changed. And I've been through this. There are people who just don't want to change. So I'm just asking, have you been through a client where like, I don't think I can help you, man. You got
God.
Okay.
Hey.
God. But then I will tell them also I mean, on
Of
top
course, you
of
have
that,
to try. I mean, you
I
definitely
will
try.
tell them that, then on top of that, I will also tell them because so and so. I need to explain because it's
a tough thing to say. It's a tough thing to say. I'm not saying it's an easy thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely difficult.
Yeah. So that's why sometimes in my current services that I'm providing right now, I see very good results in my clients, very happy for them. But there are also some clients who are not consistent. I mean, they are wasting a lot of time that they could have done better things, more things for themselves. Then I always tell them that because what I do in a program, if it's 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, right, I will meet them every 15 days.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, so I'll meet them either physically, right, on top of just texting them on a daily basis. I'll meet them either physically or virtually. So I'll do a Zoom call with them that I'll tell them, all right, the last 15 days I analyzed so and so, and I realized all these things, and then I'll discuss with them what's happening to your meal.
Difficult, man. That's a lot of analyzing of the WhatsApp chat, the pictures, you have to see what they eat.
Because when you text them on a daily basis, I feel that you still don't have that touch
Connection.
with that client, right? So I would want to meet them and really help them out every 15 days. So every 2 weeks, I think is a good amount of time for me to analyze and to meet them and tell them. So a lot of my clients, when they first started, the first 15 days or 30 days, right, some of them might be, it might be a very difficult 1 month for them, but after that, because they are doing it,
The habit starts to kick in.
Yeah, starts to kick in, and then you see a lot of improvements in them in the next 2 to 3 months. So usually the first month will be the hardest month. So I've been experiencing with our clients, so I know the first month is definitely a tough month. They will not be eating well, and then I need to
Sleep will be
advise
affected
them.
also.
Yeah, then I'll be giving them a lot of advice, a lot of recommendations of food and all.
Yeah.
Then after that, they will gradually pick up everything that usually they will do more than whatever that I tell them to do.
Wow.
They'll tell me that,
overachieve.
overachieve. They'll tell me, hey, I've done my 5K run today. You asked me to do 30 reps of my push-ups, I did 50, things like that. Yeah, because they are motivated, they're in already.
Yeah.
The engine has started.
Yeah.
I see. But how you're doing all of this solo?
Yeah, considered solo. I'm doing it with my partner. I mean, my partner helps a lot in the back end stuff in terms of management and planning and all. But all these things I'm doing it alone.
Right.
I mean, handling clients and all.
I see. But if you're WhatsApping your clients and meeting them on a 2-week basis, it sounds overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like you also have to take time to do the analysis going into that 2-week.
Yes.
Like bi-weekly meeting.
Yes. So I only take in clients batch by batch. So I only handle probably, depends on the program and all, probably 15 to 20 clients in a batch.
I see.
Yeah, then there was once like last 2 months like that, it was too overwhelming that I had to ask some clients to wait until certain program ends and I can take them in.
Yeah.
Because I cannot also, I don't want to reduce the quality of my work, right? Just because I have a huge amount of clients. So I need to make sure the quality is there. I can focus and really help each and every one of them.
Got it. Do you intend for this to be do you intend for the execution to remain on your side for the foreseeable future, or are you looking to expand
more people,
hire people to come in? It sounds like it's a supply issue now. You've got enough people coming to look for you. You don't have enough time or energy for that matter.
Yeah. So that's why right now I'm also doing, other services. I'm running nutrition classes as well, because with that, I think running nutrition class, teaching them in terms of the basics of nutrition to people around me, like my audience or my followers, is something that is also very beneficial for all of them, to make sure that those people who needs my support, they can still attend my nutrition class and I can cater to more people.
I see.
Yeah. In terms of the question that you have asked me just now, I think I will. I'm still considering about it. Maybe if there's anyone who's keen to really learn about nutrition and health, then yes, maybe we can work together or things like that. Yeah. But at the moment, I would say it will still be me and I'm also enjoying what I'm doing right now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's quite niche, man. If you think about it, like personal nutritionists, like you report to me day to day. Actually, I think it's something that's more needed than PTs, if you ask me. Because
I think so too.
PT's kind of like, I'm here at the gym, let's work out. And then after that, hopefully become strong. But you don't really necessarily lose weight. And it's not necessarily like, what's a dirty bulk? It's like, can lah, I eat KFC lah, fuck it. I work out already, can lah, make D lah, let's go. I think it's just like bulk and bulk, but you're not necessarily losing weight. Yeah. Then you feel like you're just wasting a lot of time going to the gym.
I think it depends on, like I said, individual goals lah. Because a lot of my clients, they come to me with a health concern lah. A very common health concern would be bloating.
Yeah.
Right, bloating, they have gas, they
Sodium,
have indigestion, gastric pain, they have all these issues. Yeah, so they come to me with a health concern. And then from there, once they fix their health concern, then they will have other goals like I want to be fitter, I want to be stronger, right? I want to run, right? I want to do this and that, I want to achieve certain body composition.
I see.
Yeah.
Maybe we can, so you were saying how like a balanced lifestyle is also very important, right? Excuse me. How do you tackle your clients' sleep? So like, for example, a lot of us, especially in Malaysia, right, you're stuck in traffic and then you have to work and etc., family commitments and so on and so forth. But how do you coach your clients' sleep? Because I think sleep is something that nobody, or at least not many people talk about, right? We always talk about the food. We always talk about how many push-ups or how fit you are, how strong you are, your endurance. But we don't talk about like the rest. So like maybe I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about sleep and I also want to talk about rest days. So like how do you coach your clients when it comes to sleep?
Okay, so I will have a tracker for them to fill up every day in terms of their sleeping hours. So every day they will have to fill up a sheet. Right, they have to fill up a sheet, what's their sleeping hours the previous day, and then did they actually wake up in the middle of the night? So if yes, then they will just put it there. Probably, I woke up at 2 a.m., woke up at 5 a.m. in the middle of the night, I went to the toilet, and then every day they will input in a tracker. So it's like homework for my clients to do, because with that, I can really analyze and help them out. So a lot of people, when they sleep, even though it's a 7-hour sleep, they can wake up 3-4 times in the middle of the night.
That's not 7 already.
Yeah, that's not 7. That's not 7. Your body is not recovering well. So with that actually relates to the second pillar of health, which is the hormonal health. So I'll talk to them about the sleep hormones, which is called melatonin, sleep hormones, melatonin, how your sleep hormones are not working very well because maybe you're on screens for a long period of time.
You're stressed out.
If you don't exercise, then it will affect your stress and your sleep hormones. So I have a tracker to track.
That's
sleeping.
so
Then
good.
I will always ask them, how do you feel after the sleep? Do you feel that you're feeling tired, or do you feel that you have that energy to start the day, or do you need a cup of coffee for you to start the day? So it makes a very big difference.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I should totally do a sleep journal. That's so good.
Yeah, maybe you can do
I'm
a sleep
imagining
journal.
it's a Google Sheet, right?
Yeah, a Google Sheet for
Yes.
now.
Okay.
That is so smart. Like, how many hours? How did you feel? How many times did you get up? I think that's so good. Oh my God. So I'm assuming that like the healthier they get and the more habits they practice, obviously the sleep quality gets better lah.
Yeah. And the types
Okay.
of food actually affects sleep as well.
Oh.
So if you're eating a lot of processed food, a lot of fast food, it will definitely affect your sleep.
You should sleep like shit.
Yeah, because your body will not be able to probably recover or even digest.
Because
the food
nutrition's
very
not good
well.
enough.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then you wake up feeling, tired because your body cannot
Sluggish.
recover during your sleeping hours.
I see. That's so interesting. Oh my God, I should totally do that. That's
Maybe you can do that.
That's genius, man. Because I've been keying calories every day. Calories and protein and my weight. So I wake up, I weigh
Okay.
myself and everything. So I think this has been a very good practice for me. And my whole life, I normally don't care. It's kind of like that whole, I don't know about you guys also. Like I grew up saying like, oh, I'm 50 kg. I am 55 kg. I am 60 kg. So it's like kind of, agak-agak. But I think it's a good practice for everybody to just like weigh themselves every day. So you can kind of see like the bell curve, like whether it goes up or down. More
Yeah,
or
but
less.
but for me, I don't suggest people to weigh themselves every day.
Oh, why
Yeah.
not? Why not?
Because it's also, it can be a positive and also a
that's
negative
true.
impact. So a lot of my clients, right, when they weigh themselves every day, today I'm heavier. I'm just 1 kg heavier. Then they
water
get,
weight, then
they
they
get paranoid,
discouraged.
and then they feel like, hey, am I doing the right thing? Yeah, so I don't suggest them to weigh on a daily basis, because I think weight is just like a number, but your body composition plays a bigger
Bigger part.
role. Like
Body fat
your-
percentage,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So I would usually help them to weigh if I'm meeting them physically. I have a machine with me, right, portable machine. So I help them with their body composition every 15 days. Yeah, so that every 15-day meetup, I will do it for them. But
Very
of
cool.
course, for clients who are not in KL, or I do have clients in Singapore. So my Singaporean clients, I cannot help them to weigh every 15 days. I'll probably meet them, like for those in Singapore, I'll meet them every 2 months.
Oh, okay.
So I do a body composition for them every 2 months. To check on
What
their
body composition machine do you use?
in body? Yeah, the ones that they have it in big gyms, like example, Celebrity Fitness.
So the kind where you hold the
Yes,
handles.
you hold
Oh, the
handles.
eVolt one.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have the electrodes, and then
It flows through your body to tell you
Yes,
your body
yes.
fat percentage, your
Correct.
bone composition, your muscle mass and stuff like that. Lah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so I do that for them. But of course, in terms of machines, they are not
They're
100%
not 100% accurate.
accurate. Yeah. So there are days that some of my clients, like after 15 days, they don't really see result. But usually I will not talk to them on the numbers first, but I'll focus on how they feel. So that's why they will tell me that, after these 15 days, I actually feel better. I feel more energized.
Feeling is more important.
Yeah, so I will always focus on feelings. Then numbers will always come later. Because for my clients who has hormonal health issues, like example for females, right? Females will tend to have more hormonal health issues. They don't really see difference in the scale, right? On the scale when they step on it, but they actually feel really different. So sometimes they feel slimmer, right? They feel that,
Less
I'm
bloated.
lighter, all these things, but it's not
Yeah.
reflecting on
On the weight scale.
Yeah, on the weight scale.
Yep.
So I always tell them, focus on how you feel. The numbers will come later because your hormones are just messing up, just playing around with you. That's
and
why
it's
your
up and
weight is
down.
not going
It's definitely
down.
up and down. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like, okay, I know it's like, I'm a guy, but I'm asking this question. How do you feel about women working out during their period? Do you feel like women should not work out during their period and should be focusing on rest? Or do you feel like a lot of women should just you should work out nonetheless? Because I've come across friends who are girls and they're like, oh, I'm not working out because it's my period. And there are girls who are like, so I'm going to work out anyway.
Yeah. So this actually depends on the menstrual cycle patterns. So menstrual cycle period is usually 28 to 35 days every cycle. So it depends on the female, on the individual as well. How do you feel before your period? Do you have PMS symptoms? Right? How do you feel on the first and second day of your period? Do you have menstrual cramps and all these things? So number one, when I look into their health, if they have very serious condition, example, like that entire 1 week, they always have low energy levels, cramps and all, then that means there's issue with their hormonal health. I have to fix that for them. So a good menstrual cycle or during that period of time, right, they shouldn't actually feel much symptoms, much pain. There shouldn't be so bad menstrual cramps that it will affect their day. So once they have settled, everything is okay during their menstrual cycle, they don't feel that pain and all these things. So it depends on individual as well. I would say if you feel comfortable exercising or working out, then go ahead. If you don't feel comfortable, then take a break, take a rest. Because for females, a bit different now. We have a low hormone period and also high hormone period.
I see.
Yeah, so for guys, it'll be a bit different, and for females also a bit different. So for us, like for me running also, right, I have to look into my menstrual cycle patterns and also manage accordingly. Yeah, so there are days that, like if it's my low hormonal period, which is a day 1 to day 15, when I run, I feel that there's more energy for me to run. I can do more. But on a high hormonal period, right, I will feel that I don't feel like doing the run. I can't do it.
I see.
Yeah, it's because of the hormones.
But do you still power through, or do you feel like, nope, it's a rest day?
Depends. So some months that it depends
some
on the
days
months.
can,
Some days okay. Yeah.
Ah.
So yeah, for menstrual cycle patterns, it also depends on what you eat, your eating and lifestyle habits. So for me, of course, I don't really eat healthy all the time. There are days that, one day I go for fast food, sometimes I crave for something, then I go for it. So I know that I've not been eating well because I'm very conscious with my eating habits. When I know that I'm not eating well that period, then I'm already expecting a menstrual period that's going to be a bit more painful that month. So I kind of know how to analyze my own condition. And then I will tailor
that's
my
very conscious, man.
routine.
That's very conscious, man.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think guys are a little bit more consistent when it comes to the hormonal balances. So for me, it's a bad habit. I feel like I've always powered through everything. Like I got a headache, I'm going to go for a run. I don't have a headache, I'm still going for a run. That type of thing. And I think it's not exactly a positive. Sometimes it's bad because it's like the recovery takes a lot longer. Yeah. But I want to talk about recovery as well, right? Like, for a lot of people, for rest days, it's kind of like, oh, I shouldn't do anything. And I've been watching a few fitness influencers like Mike Usertail and like Chris Williamson, all these podcasts and all these guys that are angmors and all that. But I don't know whether there are a lot of Asians that go through this because our diets are significantly different. Like over there in the US or Canada and all that, they eat a lot of meat, a lot of vegetables, and it's very accessible.
Yeah.
Over here, I feel that because of social norms, like even if, like, say I have a meeting with a client and they came from overseas, I go like, hey, sorry, I'm going to order chicken breast and broccoli. They're going to be looking at me like, John, I came all the way from XYZ. You're going to have chicken breast and broccoli. You know what I mean? Over here, it's very different.
Yeah.
In the Western world, it's very respected.
Yeah.
So, but they talk a lot about their rest days as it's a mental and physical rest day. Some of them, there's no such thing as a rest day. There is more of a mobility / recovery day, right? How do you rest personally, and what do you think is the best type of rest day?
Rest day, what do you mean by rest day? Is it in terms of fitness, eating habits, or everything?
I think for more of like working out and also for nutrition. Like, is there a cheat day / rest day?
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay, so if it's a rest day, if you talk about cheat days, right, I don't really recommend, right, or don't really encourage cheat days, because if you have that mindset that, hey, I can have a full rest day or full cheat day, then a lot of people will just go all out and they will eat whatever they want to eat. But instead, I will actually take it as sustainable lifestyle habits that you are practicing. Example, if you're working out, right? If you have been doing 10K runs on a daily basis, that's your usual practice. Example, then your rest day, maybe you can go for a
2K.
short walk, 2K or short walk, something that's easy for you to complete. Right. So for example, if you want to eat a bit more, like you have that particular event that you need to go to, then we manage the earlier meals, like I said, the earlier meals, then you can still have that cheat meal, but at least you have done something. So I don't really suggest people to do something after that cheat meal. You know,
do
you
prior.
recover. Yeah, you do it before that cheat meal. So you manage stuffs and all these things. Then dinner, okay, example, you have to go for a wedding dinner, right? So you have like 8-course meal. Like then you skip that 5 meals, you only eat that 3-course meal, right? That's impossible, right? Yeah, you still have that 8-course meal, right? And then before that, you do something about it, because if you want to fast, you want to do a short fasting period, then you can fast before that. I don't really recommend, if you talk about eating habits, right? I don't really recommend a cheat day or a rest day, because it should be a lifestyle.
Yeah, it should be it's like a ongoing thing.
Yes, ongoing thing for life, I would say. But in terms of exercise, I do agree with a rest day, because I believe that a rest day should be part of the journey, because your body also needs time to recover, like your muscles needs time to recover. Recover and repair, and then you take a rest day, and then the next day you start strong again.
Got it. I agree from a nutrition perspective, because if you, in your mind, if you think of a cheat day,
that thing,
it almost feels like the non-cheat days are days of suffering.
Yes, correct.
And then that puts another mental layer of torture on you.
Yeah.
or perceived, or even if it's not, right, it's perceived. So technically, even if you got to enjoy that, it's like perceived.
You have
as
the
that.
guilt as well when you're enjoying.
True. Yeah, there's the guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll try to manage that with my clients, especially. They'll be telling me, oh, I have like 3 wedding dinners to attend.
Oh my
What should I do? What should I do? Then I'll tell them, okay, just enjoy your dinner. Let's do this, let's do this in the morning. Probably you'll go for exercise, and then let's manage your meal, have more protein, because you know that during dinner probably you might have you have more carbs. Example, if you have like pizzas, right, pastas, you can't be expecting a lot of protein, right? Yeah, so you have a bit more.
You just gotta compensate in a different part of the day.
Yes, and in terms of numbers, if you are weighing the next few days, then of course you have to expect that you'll be a bit heavier.
Yeah, no?
Right, that's for sure. But you have to just continue your journey to really do it and achieve that goal because a lot of them, they go for a trip. Right, they go for overseas trip and they come back. How can I get back on track? How can I do it? Then I always tell them now, just start as usual. Just do whatever you need to do and just continue your journey. There's no such thing as, getting back on track and just restart the whole journey.
Yeah.
You just continue that journey.
For me, when I go overseas for work or when I go overseas for holiday, right, I always thought to myself that I should still maintain.
Yeah.
Because prior to this is the go all out because I'm on holiday, go all out because I'm overseas. Yeah. Right?
Yes.
But I found that the best approach for me is actually still looking at what I eat. Although it sounds like quite torturous, right? It has that perception like, hey, you already there, you should enjoy. But I find that like if you kind of like order, and I don't know whether you feel the same way, it's what you order also that plays a big part because it's going to be a long-term thing anyway, right?
Yeah.
So do you feel like what you order is also a good practice that you should always have that? Or do you feel as if like, oh, holiday you can go and enjoy because
depends on the meals. For example, if there's 3 meals in a day, right, then 1 meal, if you order something carb heavy, then I think it's fine. You can still control the other 2 meals. But then, of course, there are days that, I just don't feel like eating that chicken breast. I just want to eat something else. Then if you have friends, please share with them. You order a bowl of pasta, hey, let's share like 3 of us. We take a little bit and try it out. Then if it's a sharing portion, then I think it's still fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always found it like difficult for me to go to that point where like I can segment it, but I feel like after this year it's easier to kind of like make decisions like that, to share and to make decisions at the dining table when it comes to food. Yeah. But what do you personally do on your rest days? I'm just wondering, because I know you do a lot of running, right? On your Instagram, on your reels and your stories and everything, you always share that you run. What do you do during your rest days when you run? Do you just do shorter runs?
I do shorter runs, maybe 2-3K runs like that. But of course, on top of running, I do workouts as well because I need to make sure that I do strength workouts to maintain my muscle mass. So on my rest days, I don't run every day actually. Right? Even though you see me running.
I do see you running a lot.
I don't run every day. I run probably 3 to 4 times a week, just that, right? But of course, when I'm training for marathon, like right now I'm training for my marathon, I'm not an experienced runner. I would say that I'm just a recreational runner. I'm not an athlete or anything, but but I do my runs maybe 3 to 4 times a week, maybe max 5 times a week lah. So on rest days, I don't run, right? But I'll still do my workouts, exercise, because for me right now, right, I mean, as of 2024 lah, I have a goal that I have to do a plank hold every day.
Oh.
Right, with no rest days lah. But of course, there are days that, or maybe I'm sick and all these things, I cannot do it. Then I will skip it lah, right? So I'm doing my plank hold on a daily basis. So I'll still make sure that I do my strength workouts, a bit of squats, like body weight stuff, and also a plank hold on a
How do you feel? How do you feel about women who don't want to do body weight / strength training? Because a lot of times, like I've received this, and I don't know whether Andrew and Andrew's girlfriend and my wife personally, they go to the gym and they lift weights, right? But I know there are a lot of girls out there who feel as if like if I lift weights, if I even touch like a 2 kilogram weight, I'm going to look like
John Cena.
Yeah, I'm going to look like John Cena or The Rock, right?
Accident.
So, what's your take on weight training and and resistance training for women?
I think weight training and resistance training are both of these types of trainings are really important for ladies, right? Especially like I said, right, because for ladies we have different stages in life. We have high hormonal period, low hormonal period, things like that. It's very important and it's very essential. Example, if that particular person likes to run or likes to do cardio-based activity, in order for them to do those activities well, they need to build their muscle mass too. Like example, if you're running, you need to make sure your legs are strong, like your lower back, your back is strong, your glutes, they are okay. But in order for you to get that right, you need to do strength training. So it's very important for ladies to do it, and especially for ladies who are, when you're growing older, right? When you're 40 and above, that's when our hormones will be a bit, affected.
Yeah.
Right? We have lower hormones, like example, estrogen hormones, it goes lower, it will affect the muscle mass. So if they don't do anything about it,
you're going to lose your muscle.
Yeah, you will have a lot of pains. Example, you get like knee pain when you walk. You
can't even pick shit up, man. Okay. You can't even pick stuff up. It's like
so it will affect their daily lives. So of course, if I'm there to advise them. I have to tell them you have to do something about it. But you don't have to start by going to the gym. You can always work out at home if you don't feel comfortable going to the gym. You can always do some home workouts.
Body weight, squats.
Body weight workouts. Yeah. Just do squats and all, but make sure you do it consistently. And you'll feel a difference later on, later in life. Yeah.
Huh? Is house chores considered exercise?
House chores.
Depends how big your house is, Nick.
It's not lah. I think there's this, how like, I don't know, what's that? NEAT, N-E-A-T.
Yes.
I think it contributes to NEAT.
Yeah, the movement how much you move.
Like how much you shake a leg.
Yeah.
How much you like move here and there when you're still.
So it's not really an exercise, but of course it's good to sweat it out, by doing house chores.
It's good to move, the answer. But I feel that it's not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough for certain muscle groups, I guess. Yeah.
I saw this this Instagram page, I forgot who it was. It was like this Indian PT guy. And he was... He's got older parents, I think in their 70s or 80s.
Yeah, I saw that. I
saw that too.
Yeah.
You saw that old man who was trying to get in the car.
Yes.
And then he did deadlifts. And then a lot of people in the comment section was giving this guy flack, right? Like, how could you make like a 70-year-old man do deadlifts? I also, for one, don't know why you call it a deadlift. I know it's dead weight and then you lift it. But I find it so aggressive, the word deadlift. But when he did deadlifts and he strengthened his lower back, then he can get in the car so easy. Yeah. It's so wild, man.
Yes.
And like there was this other woman in a sari doing it too. I don't know whether you guys have seen it.
Yeah.
Like a heavy ass, like 60 kg lift. I'm like, wow. And I don't think a lot of women know that it's so important for them. Like I have a grandma that's turning 90.
Okay.
If that, I'm not saying my grandma is like complete shit lah, okay? But if she fell, right, injury is going to be serious lah. Let's be real, right? Yeah. But I bet, right, if she lifted weights at 60 or maybe 50 and she was consistent about it, I don't think she would get as injured as if she were to fall down
Probably,
now.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was walking down like a few flights of stairs yesterday with my wife and I nearly slipped. And I was thinking to myself, if I slipped, right, I probably would be like, fuck! And then I get up, I'm like, my leg then pain me. And that's it. Because it's just like 4 or 5 steps. Then I imagine if she fell down, and I was thinking like, if she fell down, she sure confirm will be more injured than I am. Then I kept going up the ladder. I was like, what if my mom fell? Touch wood lah. What if my grandma fell? What if someone older than my grandma fell? I think potentially can die, if you're like 90 and you fell down 4 flights of stairs. If you think about it, you could die.
4 flights for sure.
No, not flights. I mean like just 4 steps. Sorry, not 4 steps. Sorry, flights.
Flights, I'm dead, bro.
But 4 steps, don't you think?
I guess it depends how you fall.
Like slip backwards and then you fall on your butt. I think can die, Honestly, you can break your spine or you paralyze that type of thing.
Yeah, paralysis maybe. Yeah.
Right? But I think if you lifted weights consistently, because when you lift weights, I feel like it strengthens your bones too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just your muscles, right? There's that perception. But I think you would be like preventing possible death or paralysis,
that's for sure, yes.
Yes. But I don't know why they have this perception that like if you lift weights, you look like a bodybuilder. That's the thing. But do your clients go to you and say that? Because when you recommend them, I think you should do a bit of resistance training plus your cardio and all. Do they come back to you with that?
I think not really. I don't have these types of clients.
Oh,
they just come to me and then I get them to do weights and all. Then I tell them what's the reason of doing it. I'll make sure that everything I'll clarify very well to the point that why are you doing this? What's the goal? Yeah, what's the goal? Why am I giving you this particular exercise and all? Then I'll tell them about it. It's just that probably they're just not consistent now with it. It's not because of that reason. Yeah. But also I think right now, if we talk about like bodybuilding or you talk about strength training, right? A lot of ladies, they think that, probably it will make them feel a bit bulky or even things like eating a lot of protein, would it make you look bulky? And they didn't know that, protein is a recovery nutrient that your body needs, not just your muscles. Then for that, I think I have clients who ask me questions like that.
They will always say like, is it too much meat?
Too much, yes, too much protein, too much meat. But actually they're eating way lesser than 100 grams.
Yeah.
And they thought it's too much because their eating habits have been too carb heavy for many years.
Yeah.
Cultural thing for sure.
Yeah.
But okay, there's this myth as well, right? That if you overeat too much protein, you get kidney problems. Do you feel like this is like a true thing? What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's I have received such questions before many times, right? So I think the first thing that I'll ask, how much is too much protein, right? Is it possible for you to eat too much protein from natural sources of food?
So hard.
Yeah, it's very difficult for you to hit like 100 grams, right? I think you know how much is 100 grams. It's very difficult for you to overeat protein. That's number one, right? But in the event, if you eat too much protein, right, it will not affect your kidney, right? But then the excess protein will be also converted, right, converted in the body to be stored as body fat.
Oh my God.
So, if you eat too much, for example, like you eat too much carbs, they are either used as energy or they are converted into body fats. But if you eat too much protein, it's the same chain because it contains calories as well. So if too much protein, it will only make you fat lah. It will make you gain weight because it's too much. But the second situation that I mentioned just now is very difficult for you to achieve because it's not easy to eat a lot of protein unless if you talk about shakes, like protein shakes. One scoop is like 30 grams of protein. Then that could be possible because in a protein shake, it's not just protein. It contains a lot of maybe flavorings, a lot of additives, additional ingredients that you don't need, that the body don't really need. And that's when your kidney might need to filter it off.
I see.
Yeah, so if you talk about processed foods in terms of protein, then yes lah. Right, but if it's natural sources of food, it's very difficult for you to achieve.
It's difficult and it's expensive too,
Yeah.
You would know. You would know
in Malaysia,
if it's too much.
It's pricey.
You'd be spending like 200 ringgit on chicken alone per week.
Yeah. But I personally take protein powder, right? So I take and honestly, when you say one scoop is 30 grams, it's actually quite rare to find protein powder that is 30 grams one scoop. I just want to put it out there. It's expensive too.
I think it's one serving, sorry, not one scoop.
One scoop, one serving?
Yeah, one serving.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 2 scoops is one serving, then 15 grams per scoop.
Mine is one scoop, 30 gram protein.
30 grams.
Yeah, mine is like Muscle Tech. I forgot what's the brand. Okay. Yeah. But it's quite rare to find, I just want to say, most protein shake is 20 gram per scoop one.
Oh.
And like the calories is ridiculous one. It's like almost 150 for 20 grams. So for me, it's not Thai lah.
Yeah.
I want to hit low calorie but high protein ma. Yeah. So my one is 150 calories, 30 gram protein, which is very hard. Yeah. It's damn rare. I just want to point that out. But a lot of people have this like this thought, because when I speak to my dad about this, so when I speak to the older generation, they're like, "Oi, better take care, no? your kidney later got problem. But I've never even heard of people going through kidney problems because they overeat protein. And what you say is totally true. Because if you go have kai fan, or if you go out to eat like a meal, chances are it's not enough protein.
Yeah.
Do you all feel this?
Chances are you have to, for it to be enough protein, you had to have decided.
Yeah.
You had to have decided that I want to have more protein for it to be enough protein.
Yeah, that's true.
It needs to be a conscious. You don't accidentally eat enough protein one. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way.
Because protein is money.
Yeah, that's true.
It's expensive, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to dispel that truth because now, right, if people are going to ask me about, hey, you better don't eat so much protein, I'm going to show them this clip.
I'll make it into a clip.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. I don't really have that many more questions, but I feel like maybe you can shout out about your program. I'll put your stuff in the description below. But like, are there any more programs that you run, or do you see your program or / business expand in a different way in the near future?
I would say I will still do what I'm doing right now. I mean, I think the services that I'm providing is still quite new. Right? Something that's more for me to expand in what I do or probably provide more knowledge to people. So right now I have health consultation sessions. I have my program guidance, right? On top of just 1, 2, and 3 months, right? I do have a 7-day guidance.
Oh, cool.
So for those who want to kickstart or just want to try out how it's like working with me, right? Then they can actually pick up a 7-day guidance. And I do run nutrition classes. So right now I have virtual-based nutrition classes. So it's on Zoom. But moving forward, I'll be having more physical sessions. So
sure.
Yeah. So I'll be having it in my office. So most likely there'll be more nutrition classes coming up end of this year and most likely next year.
Sure.
Yeah. So if you guys want to learn more about nutrition, right, feel free to just drop by, join in my class.
Sweet. I'll put your Instagram in the description below, in the YouTube channel and the Spotify. So I think like if people are interested, you go and visit your profile and then they go and have a look.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, Nat. I really appreciate this.
Had a good time.
Yeah, man. Learned a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow Natalie on Instagram and on TikTok, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on. Oh, you got a post for the thumbnail. Sorry.